Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Tuesday, April the 26th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks, and wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As it's a big night tonight in the National Hockey League. 13 games in the National Hockey League. And lots can be clinched tonight. We'll start with the playoff scenarios, and then we'll get into the games here. Both the Canucks and the Flames are in action tonight. Um, but as far as playoff clinching scenarios with the Western Conference, the Oilers can clinch this number 2 seed in the Pacific Division if they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. The LA Kings can clinch a playoff berth tonight if the Stars defeat the Vegas Golden Knights. That is the game of the night. Uh, and the Oilers then would clinch that 2-3 first round matchup if Dallas defeats Vegas in any fashion. The Nashville Predators can clinch tonight. They're playing the Flames. If they defeat the Flames in regulation, or they defeat the Flames in overtime, and Vegas fails to defeat Dallas in regulation. And uh, so basically, if they get 1 point and Vegas loses to Dallas in any fashion, so that's basically the Western Conference comes down to what happens between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. If the Stars win, they can close the gap for everybody else. The Kings and the Predators would then clinch as well. And if the Golden Knights win, then that is pretty much. Then there's still some chaos and things to deal with there. In the East, of course, all 8 of the playoff teams are in. The Panthers could clinch the President's Trophy if they beat the Bruins, or the Blues defeat the Avalanche, or they get 1 point and St. Louis defeats Colorado in regulation. The Toronto Maple Leafs can clinch the number 2 playoff seed in the Atlantic Division if they get at least a point tonight against the Detroit Red Wings, or the Blue Jackets defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning in any fashion. If Tampa defeats Columbus and Florida defeats regulation, we can officially get into the Maple Leaf Lightning Atlantic 2, Atlantic 3 first round matchup. If the Hurricanes beat the New York Rangers tonight in any fashion, they will clinch the Metropolitan Division. So those are the games. That's the game clinching scenarios that are going on. As far as the Canucks go tonight, of course, they're playing the Seattle Kraken. Basically, they need to win to even have a hope. But if Dallas wins, then this is all over. But for them officially, as far as starting goaltender, it looks like Spencer Martin will start in goal tonight. Thatcher Demko is being evaluated in his day-to-day with what Bruce Boudreau is calling a little bit of an ouch. As far as other goaltenders, Boudreau said Halak, he hasn't heard if Halak is an option this week. He's assuming he's not. If the Canucks are still alive in the playoffs, Boudreau says that Tanner Pearson could be an option Friday when the Canucks close a series out against the Edmonton Oilers. For the Kraken, of course, they've been eliminated from the playoffs here, of course. As far as any other notes here for them in terms of that game notes, it looks like and we will look at we'll look at by the way, the Canucks are in the will be wearing the flying skates. Unfortunately, Thatcher Demko was not able to play for that. Any other notes in terms of lineup here? See what the Kraken bring out. Matty Beniers has been playing really well. The Kraken have come in here with a stumbled against Minnesota, lost, I believe, against St. Louis as well here. I thought I had the standings up. Let's just get that there. And Kraken battling for lottery position here. They are 26, 46, and 6 at 58 points. They've lost 2 in a row. They had their first 3-game winning streak of their history recently, but back to stumbled against Minnesota and St. Louis as they close out their season. The Flames, of course, playing Nashville. Looks like Dan Vladar will get the start again tonight against Nashville. Nashville, of course, we know we just talked about the playoff scenarios. Calgary, of course, clinching first in the Pacific. I may want to pass Minnesota and St. Louis for those final point standings, just in case they are also Western Conference appointments going forward. But uh, we'll have to see. Looks like it's going to be the same lineup for the Flames against the that they played against the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday, where they won 6-3. Dan Vladar taking the call in goal. So Vladar getting back-to-back starts. I'm assuming Markstrom will get either the Minnesota or Winnipeg start, probably the Minnesota start there. Nashville, of course, if they get a point, or Dallas beats Vegas, can clinch that playoff position. As far as a playoff opponent for the first round, Nashville, of course, 1 point ahead of Dallas. They both have 3 games to go. So we could find out that part of that as well. Could be Nashville, or it could be Dallas. So Canucks, Kraken, Flames, Predators tonight. Canucks in the Flying V. We talked to Canucks last night with Sean and I talked to Canucks. We also talked to life and career Guy Lafleur. We talked about the Vegas Golden Knights, and we talked about Luke Shanahan as a Bill Masterton Trophy nominee. We'll be talking tomorrow about the Flames with Devin and Sean and Chris Tanev being the Flames Masterton nominee and what to look forward to as we head towards the playoffs with the Calgary Flames. So going through the other games tonight, as we mentioned here, Vegas, of course, Dallas wins in any way they clinch a playoff spot. Vegas coming off that heartbreaking 4-2 lead that they had with under 3 minutes to go. The Sharks won in a shootout. Of course, Robin Leonard has been shut down for the season, so Logan Thompson will be riding the way for the rest of the way for the Vegas Golden Knights there. So Dallas, of course, won their last game at home. They're 44-30-5 at 93 points. Vegas 42-31-6 for 90 points. And both have 3 games to go on the season. Vegas heads up to St. Louis after this. We got Detroit taking on Toronto. Michael Bunting will be out. Jake Muzzin will be in the lineup for the Maple Leafs. Got Florida, of course, playing Boston. Of course, clinching the President Trophy could be for the Panthers. As far as the Bruins go, should Tampa Bay win, they will clinch. They could either be the 1 or 2 wild card. They're 3 points ahead of Washington with 3 games to go. So they could be the first round matchup for either Carolina or New York or Florida. That's still up in the air. Tampa, Columbus. We got the Oilers, who can clinch second against Pittsburgh, who have 101 points and 1 point ahead of Washington. So they could finish either third or in one of the wild card spots. The Pittsburgh Penguins, McDavid versus Crosby, and it's McDavid versus Crosby, and it's not even the game of the night. How about that in the National Hockey League? There, the Islanders playing Washington. Washington, of course, 100 points, trying to cement where they are at in the playoff position. They could finish either in the second first wild card spot, or third in the Atlantic Division. And of course, Arizona taking on Minnesota, as Minnesota and St. Louis continue to battle, as they will have their series together. They're battling for home ice advantage right now. They are tied with 109 points. The Wild have won 5 in a row. The Blues have won 3 in a row. And the Wild have 1 game in hand. So we'll be seeing who sits there. St. Louis, of course, playing Colorado. St. Louis beats Colorado. Florida can clinch the President's Trophy. And of course, the other one here, that is Anaheim taking on San Jose. Alex Ovechkin will not play tonight. He's actually uncertain for the start of the playoffs. He was injured against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's a game time decision today against the New York Islanders. So we'll have to see about that. That's the one significant injury there. We talked about Robin Leonard. We talked about Michael Bunting. Some other injury notes here. Jared Spurgeon will not play for the Minnesota Wild. He has an upper body injury. Got injured in the first period of the 5-4 overtime win against Nashville on Sunday. However, Dean Evason says they're more encouraged yesterday and today and how he felt. Spurgeon has 10 goals, 29 assists in 64 games for the Wild. Jordan Greenway and Marcus Foligno will return to lineup. Greenway missed 7 games with an upper body injury. Foligno missed 4 games in COVID protocol. Mackenzie Blackwood is expected to make his first start in 3 months when the Devils play the Senators tonight. That's another game. Doesn't have any playoff variance. He's missed 41 games with the recurring left heel injury. This will be his first game since January the 19th. Carey Price will be traveling with the Montreal Canadiens on their road trip and have his knee reevaluated in New York. Of course, he was held out of the lineup in that emotional 5-3 game against the Boston Bruins. That was the Guy Lafleur tribute game. He was out there. Boone Jenner and Sean Corelli have been shut down for the rest of the season for the Blue Jackets. Jenner hasn't played since March 11th. And, of course, he's now the captain. And Corelli was injured in the 5-2 win against the Edmonton Oilers on the 24th. Matt Murray is done for the season with an upper body injury. He hasn't played since March 5th. He's 5-12-12 with a 3.05 goals against average. He has an upper body injury, and that's the injury news going on in the National Hockey League. And the WHL, we've got 6 games in playoff action today. The Red Deer Rebels will take on the Brandon Wheat Kings. That series is tied at 1 as Brandon came away with a 2-1 overtime win on Saturday. Rylan Gamel got the overtime winner there. The Edmonton Oilers head to Lethbridge. They lead that series 2-0. Sebastian Casas only allowed 1 goal in that series. Moose Jaw Warriors head to Saskatoon with a 2-0 series lead. There, you've got the Winnipeg Ice taking on the Prince Albert Raiders. No news about Matthew Saboya as of yet. They lead that series 2-0. Portland Winterhawks are up to Prince George. They have a 2-0 lead in that series. And the Kelowna Rockets host the Seattle Thunderbirds, and the Thunderbirds have a 2-0 lead in that series there as well. Last night, the Kamloops Blazers continued to roll as they beat the Seattle Thunderbirds to take a 3-0 lead in that series. There, Logan Stanghoven had a goal. Quinn Sheeman, Fraser Minton, and Luke Toporowski. Kamloops came away with a 5-1 victory over the Spokane Chiefs. So that is the news for today. Of course, you can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canucks 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Christian Schneids SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhow 09. I am KEVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.